Welcome to episode 2 of Mind Lab. Thank you for tuning in, and if you find this session or this episode very fruitful to you, kindly share it or visit us on our YouTube channel at Mind Lab. Today we are going to cover why vision and discipline is key for your fulfillment of your intended purpose on this planet Earth. How can you change? How can you move from where you are to where you want to be, or to where you have been destined to be? I'm very sure growing up, you told somebody or somebody told you to become disciplined. However, what is this word that everybody loves to say or wants to hear or command us to do? Discipline. What does it really mean? I came to realize that discipline is defined as the imposed standard for a higher goal. When somebody tells you or when you tell somebody to be disciplined, you're literally telling them or you're literally imposing a standard or a goal upon them. For you to be a leader, self-discipline needs to be on your to-do list. It should be on number 1. Why? Because it is your character trait that every leader must have. You cannot be a leader without self-discipline. However, we find that self-discipline can be internal or external. Keep in mind that the internal is key. As Joseph Campbell said, that we are always looking at the outside value and we forget the inner value. And that is where the rupture occurs. It's within your innermost, your deepest, that people do not see that the change should start from, rather than making the change on the outside that people will see. So all your internal attributes are reflected and brought out in your external life. So for you there watching, if you want to achieve your vision and purpose, you need to be self-disciplined. Proverbs chapter 29 says that where there is no vision, my people perish and throw off restraint. What do we mean by throw off restraint? Throwing off restraint literally means that you go off track. If you do not know where you're going, then any road will take you there. Lack of a clear vision or revelation about your future makes you very stressed. It makes you depressed, it makes you distracted, and leads you to sometimes to even death. It has been proved that the cause of death today is stress. And what is stress? Stress comes from lack of a clear vision and purpose in your life. For that matter, it is very important for you to know what your vision is, because your vision will determine your discipline, and your discipline will determine what you're up to take and what not you're to take. People are attracted to your discipline. Discipline is the root cause of leadership. Why? Because people admire you because of your discipline, and they will come to you, they'll watch you, and they pay for your activities because of your discipline. Look at athletes. Many of you out there go to look at athletes, not because you love them, but because you love and admire the discipline they portray in the specific arena. So for you to be like them, you need to discipline yourself, and then people will come to watch you and they'll trust you with their money because of the discipline you're portraying. You need to be disciplined in your area of gifting. It's out of your area of gifting that you attract people and you acquire the leadership discipline that you long for. I want you to ask yourself, why do you think companies spend billions of dollars on athletes to brand their products, or product promotions as you may call them? For example, look at Pepsi. It's spending billions on Lionel Messi. Nike spent billions on Michael Jordan. Coca-Cola, Adidas, and Qatar and Hyundai are spending billions of money on 2021 World Cup. Why? Because they know you are going to buy their discipline rather than their fame that they portray. Many of you spend most of your constructive time rather than playing but watching soccer. You are blindfolded by the famous athletes and clubs. You spend sleepless nights watching, betting, and even arguing on players because you love the clubs. But my question for you is, are you a winner yourself, or you're just contributing to their fame? Nike has sold off many shoes more than any other brand in the world. Why? Because people admired Mike's discipline, character, and he showed on the basketball. So you think when you buy an Air Mike, you'll fly and be like Mike. That is why Nike used the slogan of fly and be like Mike. Because Nike knew that people admire to be like Mike. However, you and me definitely know that even if they give you all the pairs of Nike that Jordan put on. You'll never be like Mike. All you have to do is to just admire, just portray his discipline that he portrayed on the basketball field. Even these other athletes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Tiger Woods on the golf course, Lionel Messi on the football pitch, all these have their discipline. You even go further and put on tailor-made clothes, D&G, Fat Farm, Fubu. Even you cut your hair, just like those athletes and those musicians, Nicki Minaj, Burna Boy. You think when you do that, you will look like them. But you forget it's about the discipline. It's about the value that they portray. And you have the ability, you have the capacity to be just like them. If you follow the discipline that you have, people will come to you, people will associate with you, and people will want to be like you, dress, talk, and be everything because of the discipline you portray. When you study the Bible, you find that discipline as well as vision comes from God. And without vision, you throw off restraint. Dr. Miles Monroe said, a man with a vision lives a narrow life, while a man without a vision lives a loose life. Why? Because with your vision, you simplify everything in your life. You direct your actions, what to do and not what to do. Therefore, you have capacity, you have the ability to control your actions, your choice, and to control yourself because you know the roads that will take you there. Remember, whenever you know where you're going, you automatically know what roads not to take and what roads will take you there. Vision is like an engine, tires, fuel, and battery combined because it defines your address, your directions. It's just like how a compass is useful to a sailor, a map to a rally driver, so is vision to you. Jim Rohn once said, it is the set of the sail, not the direction of the wind, that determines your destination. You have to set the sail first and the direction will come. Don't just follow the winds because the winds will take you nowhere. My question to you is, how are you setting your sail? Stop waiting for the winds to give you the directions. Set your purpose and life now. The problem I've seen with people today is that you have no vision and you keep on aiming low at nothing and you have succeeded achieving nothing. This has stopped you from aiming high without fear of failure or failure. Great men and great women have been guided by discipline without fear of failure. They have aimed high and achieved their vision. Albert Einstein was once asked the secret to his success. He says failure. Failed 1,000 times, but he saw the success of the light bulb that we see today. The Chinese have a famous proverb that says, fall 100 times, but get up 101 times. For you to succeed, you need to fail. And once you fail, fall forward. So make this year a year for you to move, because failure is just an event. There is always light, end of a tunnel. Insist and persist on your vision, no matter what comes your way. Let's talk about Michael Jordan for some time. Michael Jordan, during his early life of playing basketball, was rejected several times. Why? Because of his height. He was short. He never gave up. Rather trained so hard, intensively, he did not allow any detour to come his way. He had a clear vision to be signed by a leading sneakers of that time. He wanted to be part of the greatest team and be the greatest man in the world. Adidas, because of his height, refused to sign him. He was 6.6 feet. Because of his clear vision, discipline, Mike never gave up. He trained hard, he persisted, and continued searching for that company that he wanted for his vision. So many offers were coming his way, were aligned to him, but he did not take them because they were not aligned with his vision. Converse approached Michael Jordan and wanted to sign him. He never accepted their offer. Why? Because he knew what he wanted. He had a clear purpose, a clear goal for his destination. However much they were offering money and he was searching, he never took up the offer. So he wanted to travel a road that was traveled less, so that the road he takes, people will follow him. He chose to take up Nike, a struggling company by that time. He was so desperate, he was so trying, and so focused to get what he wanted. Why did he choose a struggling company over a successful company, you may ask? Why did he choose Nike over Converse? But to Mike, fear was just an illusion. And you should take fear as just an illusion. Because fear is a mentality that stops you from achieving what you want. And even stops you from trying. Now, when Nike signed Mike, his contract was for 3 years. Gave him conditions to be fulfilled. But among the conditions he was given, he was supposed to win the Rookie Player of the Year, become an All-Star, per average 20 points on every game. I'm sure you there watching, you're asking yourself, wow, how would he fulfill this contract? How would he fulfill these conditions that have been put in his contract? Stop wondering about how, when, and to what extent. Be focused on your goal and your vision, and those other small things that they bring in will happen. The issue is that we forget that everybody, all great men have failed. Failure should be an obligation. What did Michael Jordan do? He played so hard. He trained so hard and played hard to an extent that the Air Jordan stood out and were even banned from being bold. Imagine, how can you be banned from being successful? Let me ask you, what are you doing too good out there that the government, that the people around you are about to ban you for the success? I'm very sure authorities are about to evict you or throw you away because of your failure, dependency, and stagnation for lack of progress. Society is a dangerous norm. It will always want to keep you normal and just like them. And if you accept the challenge, you never stand out. So do not stand to be normal. So the authorities, remember, who banned the Air Mics because of being bold, thought they were going to bring him down, but they never did, because Mike was more focused than just the ban. He grinded until he achieved his vision and dream. Michael Jordan actually is quoted to have said that if you accept the words of people or the community, then you will never stand out. However, Nike was there to stand by him. Just as all successful people have great people or have people behind the invisible hand that has helped them be where they are. Just as Aaron was to Moses, Steve Wozniak was to Steve Jobs, then Nike was to Michael Jordan. So there is always a cooperation, there is always partnership for you to be successful in your area of endeavor. So you need somebody to push you, somebody to motivate you can be accountable to, so that you can move forward towards your vision. Mike did not only win the Rookie Player of the Year, become an all-star, score 20 points on average by every game as required by the Nike's contract, he went further and made the famous dunk. His character, his value, his discipline portrayed on the basketball court made profits and sales for the Air Max because people wanted to be like who? Like Mike. However, most of you put on the Air Max and think you'll be like Mike because you like his athletic discipline. You don't want to do the work, but you want to be on the spotlight. That is why when people who put on those Air Max, they walk and fly like Mike, they feel there's that intriguing character within you that makes you think you're like Mike. His brand has even diversed. We see it in the Air Max, in the computer field. We have seen it in the basketball field. We have seen it in clothes and labels. So the Mike brand, his value, his character, his discipline has been cut over. And you too, when you develop your discipline and vision, it will cut over and we shall see brands for you. Mike never tried so many things. Remember, jack of all trades, master of none. He mastered basketball. He stuck to it. He sweated until he achieved it. You too, you need to stick on one thing. Stop involving yourself into many things. Being busy in doing so many things. What are you mastering in today? What are you planning? What are you trying to improve? What area are you focusing on today? It's my call for you. Focus on one thing. Only few things matter. Stop blaming time for not being available. Jim Rohn says it's not the lack of time, but the lack of direction. Therefore, when you have the direction, you'll be able to know and master your time. All great people, all athletes have always done that one thing that they have mastered in. There are not so many things that you're trying to do. And science has proved that people who live for one thing are happy, successful, and progressive. Do you know where stress comes from? Because you are doing so many things that are not necessary in life. Jack of all trades. Let me remind you, Luke chapter 10 verse 38 talks about Martha. Jesus and his disciples were walking down the village. They came across a woman named Martha who opened her home for him to stay. Martha had a sister called Mary, but when Jesus visited Martha, Mary decided to go and sit by the Lord's feet and listen to what the Lord had to say. Whereas Martha ran to the kitchen per se and started preparing for Jesus. Martha assumed that Jesus was hungry and therefore went on to prepare, like most of us do. We assume things that are not even necessary. Whereas Mary was listening to the Lord, Martha was in the house preparing. Now, when Mary did not go, Martha went to the Lord and told him, "Why don't you ask my sister Mary to come and help me fulfill my duties?" Now, what Jesus said to Martha is something all we should study. Jesus said, "Martha, Martha," called her twice. Why? Because she was distracted. Many of us today, when you are distracted, therefore you're not concentrating. Therefore you're not focused. Your attention is somewhere else. Even when somebody calls you, you don't pick, you don't hear immediately. So Jesus called her, "Martha, Martha, you are doing so many things. Only few things matter. Not everything that you're doing is necessary in life." Many of you there have lost your trends. You've taken up things that are not necessary to be done at that particular time. You have to know what is necessary. So let me ask you, what are you doing that is necessary? Don't presume that what you're doing is necessary. Look at what you're doing and see, is it aligned to your goal? Is it aligned to your vision? Is it what you really want to be and what it will take you to where you want to be, your intended destination? Or you have to just sit and choose to choose. Watch out. Society is a dangerous norm. Whenever somebody is distracted, they always want you to come and join them in their distraction. So you too, if you're not focused, if you're not having a vision, you will join what is not necessary for your vision. Therefore, you lose your vision, you lose your direction onto somebody that is being distracted. Vision and purpose is given or comes from the Lord. So you have to surrender, submit to Him, and stay focused still until you have a clear revelation, a clear vision of what you want or up to do. Joel chapter 2 verse 48 reads that the Lord will pour out His Spirit onto us, for old people will have dreams, young people will have visions. Therefore, your vision is guaranteed by the Lord. If you're old, your dreams, which is a source of vision, will also be given to you. By who? By the Creator. For that reason, without a revelation, there is no self-discipline. Joseph got his revelation as a teenager at the age of 17 years. His vision was too vividly clear that he was going to be a king, feed his family and other people. Both you and me know that Joseph's vision came to pass. However, Joseph had to submit, surrender, align, and be still to the Lord. No matter the circumstances, no matter what came his way, he was submissive. He knew they were just temporary. Whatever you saw in your vision and whatever you're seeing now, if they do not match, know that what you're seeing now is temporary, because the vision and the future is very clear and vivid to you. Today is just a stepping stone for you to move further, to step forth and be that you want to be. If we are to examine your past life, what you have done, what you're doing now and planning to do, or what you're intending to do, my question to you is it necessary? Let me tell you, what is necessary? Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 12 said, "All things are permitted for you to do, but not all things are beneficial." Take note, everything is at your display. It is available for you. But whatever is permitted, is it beneficial for you? Is it aligned to your vision? Is it aligned with your dreams? Is it aligned with what you intend to become, however much it is permitted? Or you just caught up doing so many things that don't even benefit you, just like Martha did. Assuming Jesus was hungry, went to prepare, got distracted, and even wanted even people to get distracted together by calling her other sister Mary. Check yourself about what you are doing. Is it necessary? What is very interesting with this generation today is that we learn so fast, but at the same time, we forget very fast. The faster you learn, the faster you forget. We forget that our time on earth is numbered. There is no time for experimentation. This is time for intentional living. You need to clear your vision. Have a clear map for your direction to avoid detours and wandering about doing so many things that ain't necessary in your life. In Psalms chapter 90 verse 12, learn how to number your days. Ask the Lord to teach you how to number your days, so that you may gain a heart of wisdom. You clear the garbage that you're trying to waste your time about, things that are not necessary and beneficial to you, such as spending sleepless nights on sports, the company you keep, the movies you watch, the social media you spend most of your time at. Actually, statistics say that today an average human being spends 6 hours on media. I wonder what you'll be doing. Is it contributing to your wisdom? Or you just spend money, time, and energy on things that are not necessary? Keep in mind, Ephesians, we live in a distracted and evil time. Number your days. You do not know when you will be credited with more time. Live the present like it is the last. When you take care of your second that is credited to you, the minute, the hour, the day, the month, the year will take care of itself. Therefore, use that 1 second in a line with your vision, with your dreams, and with your ambition, and the rest will come into play. Do not stop. When you meet detours, keep moving. Just be like the ants. When the ants are moving and there is something blocked in front of them, they will either jump it, go over it, or go on the side. You too should not step back. Keep moving. I love the words of Martin Luther King. He said, the mind is the major determinant of a man, and therefore for you, must never stop or give up. For if you cannot fly, then run. If you cannot run, then walk. If you cannot walk, then crawl. But keep moving towards your dreams and vision till you achieve and attain them. Because life is not a crystal stair. Expect challenges, expect difficulties, expect blocks that will want you to turn back. But remember the principle of the ants, keep moving.